going to a different planet playing Missouri after playing Auburn?
Well, a little similar. They won't press as much, but shoot the three, and that's probably the similarity. Spread the floor on us. So there'll be a challenge for us. Cunningham's, she's just, she's a hard worker and a really great basketball player. So yeah, it'll be a little different.
What's the challenge in guarding them? That seems like that's the biggest.
Well, they run a motion, so it's not a lot of set plays where, so we have to guard concepts, and so we've worked a lot on concepts of flare screens, backdoor cuts, back screens, those type of things. So it's a bit of a challenge because all of them can step out and shoot the three. They spread the floor really, really wide. So it goes back to why we play Belmont and those type of teams to get us ready for a team like Missouri.
Order, I guess they're just kind of working back in.
Yeah.
How much of a difference does she make? Or
well, a huge difference to me. She's experienced. She plays hard. She's a great rebounder. So that's a great addition for them. If you have a starter that's been out and then comes back in, that's got to be a bonus and a plus and a boost for the team that's there, knowing that she's available.
How much of a toll physically did a game like Thursday take on you? I know Jackson and Davis played a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
You have to kind of be mindful of that in your prep.
We didn't do a lot yesterday, so you have 2 days to prepare after Thursday's game. So you've got to go about your daily business. But we didn't do a lot of up and down. We did a lot of half court things. But mentally, you got to be focused. We didn't get into 1:30 or 2 because our plane was late. So those are the type of things that you got to deal with. And but they're out of school. They got to sleep, and they look like they've got a lot of energy and ready to go today.
Is Westbrook okay after?
Yeah.
She's up. Yeah. Did she bump knees?
I just think she bumped knees. She was fine when she went back in. I didn't see anything different regarding her.
Holly, how big is it to get that first win in the SEC? What kind of, that just sort of that doesn't take
Auburn.
The pressure off at Auburn.
Well,
but how big was that game in hindsight?
Well, it's on the road. It's at Auburn. Auburn's been just it's always been a challenging game for us, and to get that win, huge. It's a confidence builder. We talked a lot about a foundation going into leading off for the SEC, and it was big for us. It was big for us.
What were your expectations for the season? What this team could do from three-point range? Obviously, y'all have come a long way since the last
I thought we were capable of shooting the three. Probably not as many as we're shooting, and not the percentage, but we had the capability of doing that. But when I saw them, gosh, in the fall, and what they had done in the summer and working on their range and their ability to score, I thought we would be a better offensive shooting team.
Is that as hard as you've played for 40 minutes, do
Yeah,
you think?
I think so.
How big is that? When you talk about going through this conference, game in and game out, getting ready, how big is it if you can set a standard like that?
Yeah.
For your effort?
Well, I was concerned, Dan, that we had 23 turnovers, but I looked back on it, a couple of jump balls, we went into the lane, free throw line once. We had a lot of self kind of inflicting turnovers that I can live with. We got to clean them up. So I thought we handled their press really, really well. And in the past, we've struggled with it. So yeah, we have, I mean, I will tell you, I was worried about Auburn. I mean, I have a lot of respect for them, and us to come out of there and as hard as we played and as many people as we played and the productivity we got out of everybody, it's very reassuring going into tomorrow's game and here for.
But you know, when you talk about effort and like you were talking about getting on the floor for loose
Yeah.
balls and things like that.
Huge.
Maybe when you look back over the last couple of years when you've been sometimes a little up and down in the league, maybe that's been one of the issues. I mean, do you have a feeling that this team might be one that might be a little bit more consistent with their effort, or is it too early to tell you that?
I think that's us. I think that's us when we we've seemed to battle all year. Our backs have been against the wall, and we've seemed to come back and battle. So yeah, I would like to think that is us, because we saw a lot of kids getting on the floor, a lot of kids battling, playing hard, and so they had a lot of confidence going into that game.
Did you go through the turnovers and figure out exactly how many of them were kind of unforced?
Yeah, it was in like 9 or 10. It wasn't as many as I had thought when I looked at the stat sheet. I'm like 23 turnovers, but
9 or 10 of them were you could have eliminated yourself. It wasn't them forcing it.
Yeah. But think about jump balls, and we get a jump ball and we tie it up and they get it. It's a lot of it's a turnover on us if we have the ball. So a lot of those things, Renee stepped in the lane, those type of things. We don't need to do them, but it wasn't from what Auburn did, really.
Holly, you talked about how big that win was on the road, but the fact that you had to do it with your starting point guard out and you had to rely on those freshmen to really do a lot of the ball handling. I mean, what does it say about their ability and obviously their potential?
Well, they're growing up. Every game, I think they grow up, and I've played them a lot early for that particular reason. They're going to have to come in, and somebody's going to get in foul trouble, or something's going to happen. And I thought Jazz came in and did a great job for Avina, and Avina's done a great job of helping Jazz get to that point and have a great prep. So I was really proud of Jazz. That's a tough environment to be in against a pressing team, and I thought she handled it very well.
Zay was someone who was so productive with what she was doing whenever she was on the court. What did you think about her, really, stuff in the stat sheets there with all those assists and rebounds?
Here's what I loved about Zay is she got 2 quick fouls, came out, wasn't happy with herself, but came back in and played steady. Thought she took great shots. She didn't take a lot of floaters. Her defense was solid. Her rebound was solid. Zay, too, brought up the ball just like Jazz did. So that's an extra guard out there. So Zay is just, to me, getting more confident and better as each game goes.
Did you get any sense for that game was real demanding physically, but it looked like you guys were still pretty sharp in the fourth quarter. I mean, was that encouraging?
Yeah, I think we're in great shape. We're when you first start off, I think it takes a while to get your second win. But I think down the stretch, I think we're in really good shape. Coach Taylor's done a great job, and we've played a lot of up and down. And now it's a battle of being mindful of not overtraining and not getting them hurt, but then keeping them in condition.
Holly, after the Auburn game, Renaya said that she was asked about the success and how the team's doing, and she said that Coach Holly believes in us and we believe in her. That sounds simple, but is that pretty much the crux of why this team's chemistry is noticeably improved this year?
Absolutely. I told them I wouldn't trade these kids for anybody, and they've got a great team chemistry. And I told them I get upset with 2 things: if they don't play hard, and we don't listen. So, but you got to have great leadership. Renee stepped up. She stepped out of her comfort zone. That's not Renee is not a natural born leader, and so she's had to step out. And Mimi stepped up, and Avina stepped up. So I just love their effort. I do trust them, and they're going to get the best from the coaching staff, and we want their best.
Sophie Cunningham is obviously so good. I mean, she had such a great game against you all last year. What can you do to limit her? And I think she scored like 32 points last year.
Did she? Thanks for reminding me. What you just limit her. Try to limit her touches. She works hard. She gets it off. Rebounding, posting, shooting the 3, driving. She's just a tough kid to guard because she's a tough kid. She gets it off steals. So we've got to really try to limit her touches. Deny her, make her have to work for the ball, take the ball at her, maybe get a couple of fouls on her. So you got to come ready to play when you play Sophie Cunningham, because she lays it on the line. She lays every game on the line, and I respect her for that. She plays the game hard, and that's how you should play. You should play the game all out.
You mentioned that they don't press as much earlier, but Missouri's defense still holds opponents to about 56 points per game. I mean, what is it about their defense that stands out to you?
Well, they play in passing lanes. They play off of you. They play a little bit of a pack. They protect the basket. They're real good at protecting the basket and also allowing you to get one shot. So we can't get a little antsy and catch and shoot quick. We've got to make the defense move, make them have to work. Just like we want them to have to work. We got to make them have to work as well. So it's just a matter of are we going to be patient? Are we going to take great shots? Or are we going to take quick shots and be one and done? And it's one thing I thought we did at Auburn. We rebounded the basketball, and that's what we've got to do tomorrow. But rebounding and dominating the boards is it helps us be so successful.
They like a different tempo, don't they, than like the tempo Thursday night? They're more methodical, aren't they?
More methodical. They'll spread the floor out, run a very good motion offense, and they press, but it's not going to be the get up in your face pressure every time and try to make you turn it over. I think they press more to delay and disrupt and get you in the half court where you've got 15 seconds to run your offense.
All right. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thanks, Holly.
Thanks, Holly.